Hi everyone. Now, basically I'm going to be talking about basically another sub. Recently I did a video on a water hen blower, and in the video I got asked what is a good sub. So I did another video on what would be a good sub for water hen, and in that video I got a message or two about other subs, and one was the golden plover. Is there a good sub for golden plover? Because it's quite very hard to get nowadays. I was lucky enough, I've been in tying flies for 40 years, so believe it or not, I've actually using the same skin I bought many years ago. I actually had a pair of wings first and then a skin, and which I bought more than 20 plus years ago, so that'll give you an idea. Now, but I have had a look at doing subs before, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you the golden plover first, and then I'll show you a sub. There's other subs you could try, but anyway, this is a fly I'm going to be tying. I'm going to be tying one with the golden plover and one with the sub, just to let you see what it looks like. It's always fun to do that. Now, I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to show you a golden plover skin. Now, this is a skin here. Now, you can see it has a nice natural, like golden, like a yellow if you call it, round the fire, but around the feather. Now, the original fly, and this fly here that I actually used, it was the dark feathers, the covert feathers here that I used in this fly, and this is it. And I remember using it. It's a great partner, especially spring of the year. It's very good for March brown olives, things, anything like that. In combination with the water hen blower, partridge and orange, and so on. It is a great fly. Now, what I did was, I did look at different things to actually as a sub. Now, this is a Starling skin, and what I did with this one to get the kind of this yellowy golden colour. Now, you could dye it yellow, but I use a natural dye, and this case it was actually onion skins. So basically the onion skins, a brown onion, I take the skin off, put it into warm water, and I boiled it, and then I put the skin in, and you can see the kind of this yellowy colour. And on the skin it gives you the options of using quite a few feathers, where you use it from the actual wing, the body, in this case even from the back of the tail, which is a great feather at the back of the tail. So, and the colour to me was really good. You do get a nice light tip on the Starling. The hackles can be a wee bit dark, but it's still fine though, it still goes with the fly. So what I'm going to do is I've got two feathers selected. I've got one here, this one is from the Starling, and this one is from the golden plover. So I'm going to tie a couple of flies. I'm going to obviously tie this one, and then I'll tie a variant. There's a grey that I like. This one. This is tied with the Starling. This one, but with a red thread. So you get a couple of flies out of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in. Make it easier to see the fly. I put a hook in the vise. I'm tying a size 12. So a size 12, 14, good sizes. I'm going to tie the golden plover first. It's tied with using a yellow thread, which is another question I get asked, because when I tied the water hen blower I used traditional silk, and I said, can you use just normal thread? And the answer is yes, you can. This is just Uni-Thread 8.0. Now, I have waxed the thread, so I'll start it, come down 3 or 4 mil, remove the waste. Now, the rib of the fly, I'm using a Tinsel, a small Tinsel. This is originally I got this in a big spool I have from Veniers many years ago, but you can get small tinsels from there's a company called Lagerton, and if you don't want to use it, you can either use wire. You can even use the thread. You get a nice golden yellow thread at work, or even floss. It's up to yourself. Now, just wind your thread to the point of the hook. Now, the other question I got asked was about why I don't go all the way down. I just like tying spiders in this style, a short, but one of the main reasons I like having the bend bare is so on catch and release. I can get hold of that, release the fish quite easy without destroying the fly. Now for the body, the golden plover, I'm using a blend of rabbit and hare's mask, which I like. It's got a kind of stiff guard here, it's got the softness of the rabbit, and it works as a great dubbing. It works for me. So I'm just going to lightly dub it on. Just slide it up, and then you want to anchor it, meaning when you put the dubbing up to touch the hook, you can then, from the bottom of the dubbing, you can twist and it'll tighten, and then you can basically apply the dubbing. Keep it quite open. I mean, I'm quite loose, meaning so that the tinsel sits into the dressing or into the dubbing. And don't mind the odd fibre springing out. And then you want to rub the body. Get to the, about 2 mil or so from the eye. I'm going to tie in, catch in my tinsel. There's about 5 turns there. A good 3 or 4 turns. Because it's tinsel, you can actually bend and break it off. There we are. If there's a fibre too long or so, you can pop them off. I usually roll my fingers through. If you want, you can actually brush it with the Velcro, draw it back, and it makes it more lifelike. Now I've got the golden plover feather. There we are. We basically tie it into the tip. Now I'm not going to be shy with the feather length, especially in a spring fly. I like plenty of hackle in a spring fly. So just locate the tip of the feather using your, in this case I'm using a small hackle pliers. Just draw back the fibre. Trim so that you can basically leave enough to tie it on. Now you want to make sure you wax your thread. I had waxed the thread at the beginning, so it is waxed. And then once you've got your feather in, lightly draw the fibres back. Now see where I am. A nice straight turn at the beginning. You want a straight turn, but one turn in front of the other. As I say, don't be shy with the feather, especially as I say in a spring fly. I always like them slightly or well dressed, not as light as a summer fly. And then catch it in, 3 or 4 turns. Now because the stem is so thin, I can actually fold that back, come up the head a wee bit. Keep the thread tight, I can break that off. See how it's sitting. Just drawing these fibres back so that I can wet finish. But what I'm going to do here is put a wee touch of varnish on my thread, so that when I wet finish it locks them in. And you don't need to varnish the head, that's fine. 3 to 4 turns, tighten the wet finish. Trim away, just watch your feathers. And there we are. So that's a nice fly for the beginning of the season. You can see this nice light tip in grey, great blend. Just fish love it. Now that's a really nice soft fibre, soft hackle, falls back, forms a nice teardrop shape in the nymph, and in the fly, nymph shape as I would call it. So anyway, that's a golden plover. Now I'm going to be tying the dark one, but using the Starling. This time I'm going to change to a red thread. It's just a uni thread in red. Just going to line it up. Start at the eye, down 3 or 4 mil or so. Remove the waste. I'm going to stick to the gold tinsel. You could use silver. And then come down to the point of the hook again. And this is a good iron blue type fly, so I'm going to come up maybe a mil or so with the thread, just a small tag. The body colour is just, this is the underfur from the rabbit itself. There's very little guard hair in it. It's mostly the underfur. It's just a nice light dun colour. Just going to lightly dub it on. Now you could use mole or something with this, but this is a great dubbing. Again, just feed it towards the hook and allow it to catch, and then you can lightly dub it on. As I say, a nice taper in the body. So work your way up to about maybe 2 mil from the eye. Just going to come back a wee bit here to thicken it. Take away your excess. I'm going to bring my tinsel up. So turn at the back, leave a wee, make sure you can see a wee bit of the red. And then just work your way up. Again, stroke the dubbing back with your fingers. And then come up with a turn or two, make sure you secure in your tinsel. Keep it tight, bend and break it away. Now we've got our Starling, this is the feather here with the light tip, so this is our sub. Take away what you don't need. So then we locate the tip of the hackle using the hackle pliers. Just looking at the length, don't want it too long, too short at the tip here. So I'm going to trim away what I don't need. Catch it on. Again, make sure you wax your thread. Nice base of thread down there with thread wax on it, gives you more grip. And again, don't be shy with the hackle. As I say, a winter fly, or a spring fly, sorry. I like to slightly exaggerate. You one turn in front of the other, use the natural curve of the feather going back. So, just a wee check, see how things are. Checking. Again, catch it in. 3 or 4 turns down towards the eye, you can fold back the stem. Break it off. See fibre here. And like I did with the golden plover, I'm just going to varnish on my thread and wet finish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trim the thread away. And there we are. So there's like the sub, you've got that light tip. Just bring out the fibre, and there we are. So what we've got here is our golden plover here, and then we've got our substitute. I mean, you can see it's slightly darker, but we've still got the nice light tips which you're looking for, and that's what makes the fly as well. That's the way I like to tie them. This is just a slightly different pattern. So anyway, there we are. So I hope you enjoyed that, and any questions, just leave it below the video and I'll try and answer them. So again, thanks for watching.